think one of my exes said when she was a kid, if she got in trouble, she would like blame her mom. And she would say, "Why is it my fault? You bonded me." Just blaming your parents because they born-did you. Born free. We're all born-did free. Perhaps. I'm not convinced that we're all born-did free. We might be determined from birth. Our birth itself might be a determined event. You know, I thought the Heisenberg Uncertainty Principle would allow for some realm of freedom in the world, perhaps, if everything isn't perfectly determined down to the finest levels of position and velocity being determinable simultaneously with perfect certainty. If that's true, and everything is like that, quantum-wise, then perhaps everything isn't determined. That's what I thought. You know, but someone pointed out to me, you know, in Richard Feynman's quantum electrodynamics theory, every particle takes every possible path it could have taken. If that is the case, then every possible outcome simultaneously coexists. And so they're all determined. They're just spread out, so you only experience one possibility, but they coexist. The train tracks are all given. You could seem to change the track you're on, but you can't change the nature of the tracks themselves. You can just pick which one you're on, perhaps. Does that mean you're free? Or are you just having the illusion of choice within a determined system where all of the possible routes are already laid out in advance? Is that possible? What do you think? Tell me in the comments, viewers. Do you think we're free? Or do you think we are in fact determined in various ways? And if so, how? Do we have limited freedom? There's another question. Perhaps we do have some freedom, not complete free will, but partial free will. It's not possible. It's not. Ah! Wow, I completely ignored the game for a while, but my nervous system was simultaneously keeping up with it while I was talking about very different subjects. Quite amazing that we have the capacity to do that as human beings, isn't it? Did I shoot it? No, you can't actually leave bullet tracers on the piece of cement that I can clip right through. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's cliptacular. Sorry, I can't turn off my inner game tester. When you've been a game tester, you reserve that skill set for life, you know? Game testers don't play the game. The goal of a game tester is not to play the game. I mean, you play the game, but not to play the game. You play the game to break the game. That's your game. You're playing a metagame where the object of the game tester's metagame is to break the lower order game. And if they can, they produce bugs, and mining as many bugs from a game is indeed the point of the metagame. To improve the subservient game, the lower order game, is improved when the game tester succeeds in the metagame, which allows the developers to play their metagame. See, developers are playing a different metagame, and that is trying to correct the bugs that the QAs find, and then use that to improve, once again, the lower order game. So you have a common lower order game, common to developers and testers, and then you have two metagames that both reinforce the same subservient lower order game. Isn't that amazing? So there's three games going on. The game itself, the QA's metagame to find bugs and break the game, and the developer's metagame, whoa! Which is not screaming, but sometimes it's screaming, but fixing the bugs that are found by the QA and their metagame, which allows them to win the dev metagame, which improves the game itself, which improves the experience for the consumer. And that plays into a whole bunch of games, because if that game is fun and free from bugs, well, that's going to make money, isn't it? And that's the metagame of the investors, is to make as much money as possible from the sales of the game, which was the second order game of the QA's metagame and the developer's metagame. So you see, there's many layers of metagames going on, and that's just a few. I'm not even talking about the psychological metagames people play when they play a game to get away from something psychologically. That's another metagame. Escapism is a metagame. Not necessarily a productive game. It's not good to escape from your problems and your issues. It won't help you to solve them, but an all too common metagame, you know, that people play. So the game of life that we live, which is mainly just to survive and possibly procreate, that's the ultimate metagame that we're playing as humans. But within that, there's all kinds of other sub-games that we can drift into, not only virtual, but acted out in the so-called real world. And I'm not even getting into simulation theory, whether it's possible that even our greatest conception of the game that includes all players is itself a simulation. Or maybe only in this universe. Maybe it's real in another universe. Multiverse theory, combined with quantum electrodynamics, which we already discussed, introduces a wide variety of other additional options, doesn't it? Very interesting.